On today's edition of Hometown Heroes, we're honoring a woman who spent her life in service, from combat zones overseas to a different kind of fight here at home. Retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Raquel Durden of Appleton is using her story to heal others, and she's doing it all alongside her husband Dave, a fellow Army veteran. Raquel Durden didn't always plan on becoming an Army officer.
I had it in my head that I was going to go to college since I was in like the first grade, but I didn't really figure out how I was going to pay for that. So I will say I enlisted really money for college as well as to travel the world.
And travel she did. Nearly 40 countries later, her service took her from Somalia to Egypt to Uganda, from combat operations to humanitarian missions.
My last mission in Africa, I really feel like it was the culmination of everything I've learned, because it was in Uganda and it was a complex humanitarian mission.
But her service came with sacrifice, especially as a woman in the military.
Many times I felt like the token woman in the room, whether it was going to airborne school. Then I was assigned to 10th Mountain Division, and I went into a room of operations officers, and I literally, in a division headquarters, I was the only female.
After more than 2 decades in uniform, Raquel was diagnosed with gynecological cancer linked to her service in Somalia.
A lot of women of reproductive age, which I was, suffered like gynecological cancers and things like that. So I was like, whoa, pump the brakes. I got to take care of me now instead of serving.
Her recovery led to a new mission, helping others heal.
I'm a lifelong learner, so I got certified in yoga. I got a certificate in holistic nutrition. I got more and more.
That sharing became her nonprofit, Humble Warrior and Wellness, founded in 2018 to support women's veterans, first responders, and nurses through holistic modalities like yoga, mindfulness, and nature.
We keep learning and exploring new wellness modalities. Our 2 pillars are connection and wellness, and holistic wellness is a big umbrella.
And during COVID, her work only grew.
And then I was still doing retreats during COVID. The demand for Humble Warrior Wellness and Yoga, our nonprofit, increased. You know, people were really clicking on mental health and connection and feeling it.
She channeled that energy into a book, Dialed Down: Holistic Strategies to Move from Chaos to Calm.
What I want the average reader to feel is if these strategies work for these high-speed individuals who serve, it's going to work for me.
And right by her side through it all, her husband Dave, a fellow lieutenant colonel and Army veteran.
We met in Korea serving, and we were both company commanders. And at the time, that was the quote-unquote edgiest or most high-speed place you could serve.
I saw Raquel across the room and I thought, I need to talk to her. But about 2 months later, we were actually had gone to the Philippines for vacation and got married.
When Raquel was sick, Dave became her caregiver.
My husband gave me another reason to love him even more, because nobody wants their spouse to be a caregiver.
I know what she's made out of. I know how strong she is as a person. I know how strong her faith is. And I just looked at her and I said, we're going to beat this. You're going to beat this.
And even now, he's learning from her.
I have incorporated a lot of what she does from the yoga perspective into my own routine. I go to her stretch because she does it better than I can do it at home, so I go to her stretch class, for example. Diet change, more time in nature.
After a life of service, Raquel Durden hasn't stopped serving. She's just changed the uniform.
Waking up every day, wearing the uniform, U.S. Army on one side, my name on the other. I didn't seek purpose. I had purpose every day.
Her book launch for Dialed Down is set for September 10th at Woodland Dunes in Two Rivers, and it's a public event. Her service legacy continues, too, now with her son carrying on the family tradition, serving in the military as well.